Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Here is a kit from Harriet Wright Design. I think it's called Cold Outside. I'm going to be using it for the week. The ash leaves ended and started November. Man, that don't make no dang sense. Y'all gotta excuse me. I'm not feeling that well. You can see me now, I look crazy. But yep, I just showed you guys everything that was in the kit, and then here is the base all laid down. I ended up using the Dow Grace from Goldmine Coco on the sidebar, as well as I layered one of the boxes behind her, and then those rows, like half roses, are from Lilac Luna Design. I did pull in the cute little box from the Pandabird Design and Gathered Plans collab. And the majority of my scripts are from Paper Trout Plans this week. Yeah, so let's jump into it. First and foremost, I was supposed to mark Halloween, and I completely forgot. I pulled the dang script and put it on the full box sheet so I would see it. I completely forgot. And you know what? I was like, when I realized it, I said, I'm not going back, and I'm not moving anything. I'm not changing anything. So you guys know that it's Halloween, right? Right. Okay. Anyway, Monday, I was on consults this week, and I was working from home, so I just marked that using my work from home script from Paper Trail Plans. There was a significant event that occurred over the weekend, so Monday morning, my emails was flying, phone calls was flying, and I was just like, okay, this is how we're starting this week. Okay, great. This is awesome. So I just marked that using one of the quarter boxes. And then that laptop icon is from the Giving Girl. I finished up my reporting that I finished up the event that I had. So I just marked that using one of the coffee mugs from Crafts by Thaowie. And then on my lunch, I did run to go pick up my Sephora order. So I marked that using the card, and I just layered some of the flowers behind it. Once I got home, I was able to finish the reporting aspect that I needed to do. Because a lot of times with these events, they tend to go on for hours and hours, it seems like, because these events, it takes a lot out of you to get all of the detail, and then they have the correct wording where it sounds like a story versus it just being straight facts, which is kind of how I'm used to writing like nursing notes. I had to really get over that once I came over into risk, but nonetheless, I made it work. And then here I took one of her, it's like a half box size, but it's like completely covered in a print, no white space. So I ended up pulling one of the third scallop boxes from Crafts by Thaowie to layer over top of that. And then I just put some florals behind the top of the box. And I was marking that I was so glad that it was 5 p.m. because Monday ran me ragged that day, okay? But we on a Tuesday. Now, Tuesday morning, I woke up with I had a bad dream. And when I woke up from this dream, my mind said, Joia, don't look at your phone. But I looked anyway. And it was 2:38 a.m. And I know, I can't remember exactly what time I had went to sleep, but it was after 11. It could have even been 12 when I actually fell asleep. So anywhere from 2 to 3 hours I got, and that's when I woke up. And I could not go back to sleep. As you see here, I'm about to put down the Hello November script from Paper Trail Plans. Because, again, I forgot that I was supposed to mark that. So I just put it in the full box. So I ended up staying up. And unfortunately, it was an office day, which was terrible. I ended up marking that using some flowers and then the desk icon from the Pretty Pink Co. There was a training that we were doing with some other ladies in the office to kind of help the risk team out, because we're in the process of things being moved around since our director left. So now our associate director has been, she's officially now our director, but we also lost another team member. So, there's a lot of stuff going on. So, they had some ladies that was agreeable to helping us out with some of the reporting stuff that we had to do. So I ended up doing that. The day actually was pretty decent in comparison to what Monday was. So I ended up doing a voiceover that day, and I used one of the record voiceover scripts that I got from Artbox Stickers. I definitely used them very sparingly. I mean, hopefully by the time I get through all of them, they're all still, working. The foil wasn't falling off because Artbox is closed. So I try to hold on to some of that stuff. Baby, oh, my baby, my husband, was at his office near my office that day. So he ended up picking me up, and we headed home. And then once we got home, we had to change our clothes and get ready for our Eastern Star meeting. And we was also taking pictures that day, so we had to get there a little earlier. The meeting was really good. We ended up voting for some new members to come in, which was great. Afterwards, I don't think we actually hung out afterwards. No, I don't think we did because he knew how tired I was. And then when I got home, it was this dish that I found off of Pinterest. I'll actually link it in the description box if you guys are interested. But I made it was 15 minutes. It was really, really good. I did a lot of the prep work and cutting up all the stuff. So all I had to do was cook everything. So it worked out. And then after that, I got in bed, which of course I was exhausted at this point because that dream was terrible. And it's interesting now. I won't say it's funny, but it's interesting now because of what's coming later in the week and what was happening in the dream. I think that's why I had the dream. So, it's interesting. Oh yeah, I did something a little different this time. I complete a page and I go ahead and I kind of do a little wiggle up close so you guys can see it. So, on to Wednesday. Wednesday, I definitely overslept, but it was much needed that day. I also was working in the office that day, which was unfortunate, but we had to drop off his car. Yeah, we had to drop off his car to the shop. So we drove over there, dropped his car off, and then we got back in my car, and then he dropped me off at my office. I did grab a banana nut muffin, which is my go-to, and then the La Colombe. I think it's the nitro vanilla with oat milk latte that I like getting. It was really good. I also did upload a video up onto YouTube that day. So I used one of the little swatch boxes out of the kit, which was cool. I think I ended up using all of them actually. And yeah, I was just tired, so I couldn't wait for Thursday. Thursday, I did work from home, so I marked it the same way as I did on Monday. It was still super busy, work week, trying to finalize stuff that was going on from earlier in the week, that type of thing. I also have been having some really bad reflux, so I ended up reaching out to my provider to actually just get a script because I'm listen, I'm a nurse, so there's things that I'm gonna try because we only go to hospitals or call doctors when we're dying. And at this point, I couldn't take it anymore, so I said I need something else. So I ended up sending a message to my doctor about my reflux because I did have it before. I got diagnosed with it before when I was working strictly nights at my first hospital job. And I was worried because of what had happened with my grandmother. So, I said, well, listen, I got this family history, so I just wanted to make sure. But they told me it was just reflux, and I had to stop drinking coffee and tea at nighttime like that, even though I was working at night. It was crazy. So I just brought that up and say, listen, this is what I tried before. It definitely worked. So can we try this again? So sent a message about that. I did have a wax appointment this day as well, so I did go to that. I think I just marked it using the candle because I used the wax warmer icon out of the little icon sampler thing I had from Crafts by Thaowie. And then this day we actually had a my mom wanted to FaceTime myself and all of my siblings. She doesn't have an iPhone, but my brother who lives with her does. So we all FaceTime, and we was talking. She had to catch us up on some stuff. So we talked about that, and to kind of make it cohesive, I used that same like decorative circle layer from Pandabird and gathered plans on this side of the page to kind of keep it even. And then once my husband got home, I filled him in because I think he was at a meeting this night, so he wasn't there when we were talking. So I just filled him in. Friday was a day off because of what I was planning for my husband this weekend that was coming up in this video. But I wasn't sure what was going to go off. But to be the most cost effective, we didn't stay in the hotel until Saturday. But I was still happy to have the day off because I think after this week I was tired. So I did wash and blow dry my hair. I actually put the style hair script there because I end up pressing my hair the next morning. But to save space, that's what we did. I ended up having to run out to Sephora again, to Primark, and to my sister-in-law's house to get something from her. And then while I was out near Sephora, I did grab one of the shroom burgers from Shake Shack to eat because I was starving. And then I headed home, and then I made him tacos. And I think I had some leftovers in the house, so I just ate leftovers for dinner. On Saturday, there's a lot more that happened, but I couldn't really mark it, so I'm going to try to run through it real fast. Got up, got dressed. I told him he needed to pack a bag, so I finished packing my bag. I pressed my hair. We hit the road. We ended up having a lot more time than I thought we would have. So we ended up stopping at Cracker Barrel to get breakfast. From the Cracker Barrel we went to, it was like an hour drive. Drove down there. Of course, he had his guests. I told him we were doing something. I didn't tell him what exactly we was doing. But my plan was to take him skydiving for his birthday. My husband is all about experiences. He does not like physical gifts. That's never really been a thing for him. And what I realized is I have to give him moments. I give him moments. That's the best gift that I can give him. So we went down there. We checked in. I recorded him. He was super excited. I was so happy because I had pumped myself up to actually skydive with him. But let me tell you how the wind played us, because when we got there, the wind said, y'all not doing this today. So when you go, it tells you to be prepared to be there for like 2 hours. But we waited like 2.5 and the wind was still ridiculous. So we were able to save it up for 2 years. So we just did that, headed over to where we were going to go check into the hotel, which was a mess. Woo, child. And then we was watching some movies, trying to decide where we were going to go for dinner. So we ended up going to McCormick and Schmidt's down near the harbor. Then afterwards, we walked around with somebody out there selling flowers. He brought me flowers, which was so cute. We went back to the hotel. I was actually watching, I can't remember the name of the magician, but I'll put his name on the screen. We was watching his competition show on TV. Sunday, let me do this real quick. Sunday, we ended up sleeping in, and I didn't have my sleep in script that I just got and hauled handy, so I just left it blank, but I did use my mask. Y'all, I used my last mask, and I used my last utensils in this spread. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy. I'm sad, but I'm happy. Then afterwards, he actually went downstairs and got breakfast for us, came back upstairs. We showered, got dressed, packed up the room, and left out. Got on the road, grabbed hoagies on the way home, and then we watched The Woman King. So good. Thanks for watching. Bye.